Hey guys, as you see, hold on. As you see, today's video, title and thumbnail is Dollar General threatened to call the police on me. Now, today I will be reading from a document. I do not typically read from a script, as you guys know. The reason I am reading from a document is obviously advice that I've been given and specific things to say. In today's video, I'm giving you my opinion and my perspective. So obviously take that with a grain of salt. There's 3 sides to every story, as we know. I just want to say that. I want to be fair. Also, I do want to say, some of you live locally to me. Some of you know where I live. Obviously, no hate or no hatred towards anybody who works at Dollar General. Please don't suspect who this is, or I'm not going to be saying any names or locations in this video. But please hear me out, because this is the most, I think, important video I've ever made. And I also have an apology to make to you. I'm almost in tears and I'm shaking. And I do think that this is one of the most important videos that I've ever made. And I'm so sorry that it took me so long to make this video, because I got to read from the script. Sorry. I'm not used to that. On November 8th, I started a live stream. The live stream was called Waiting on the Cops, or Waiting on the Police at Dollar General. Some of you seen that live stream. I asked you later not to talk about it if you had seen it, and I apologize for that. I was asked not to talk about this situation to anyone from a quote-unquote higher up at Dollar General, which is obviously a red flag. Now, I am going to deviate from the script and tell you, in my adult life, one thing I've learned is when people try to shut you up, it's usually the time you should speak. And that's why I'm nervous to make this video. Obviously, I don't want to make enemies. I love Dollar General. I'm deviating from the script, I'm sorry. But I love Dollar General. I'm just saying that in the beginning of the video publicly. Again, this started, actually, I would say 4 years ago. But technically, this incident that we're talking about today started on November 8th. That is an important note to make. My nose always runs when I come up here because it's cold. I'm sorry. One day I'll remember to bring tissues. And I almost cried, so bear with me. I was asked not to talk about this situation. The reason I'm making this video today is I have acquired millions of views on videos ranging from penny shopping, couponing, clearance shopping, and just casual shopping at Dollar General. Live videos, I've made in-store videos, I've made videos at home, I've made, obviously, over 2,000 videos about Dollar General with titles including but not limited to run, hurry, go to the store, very quote-unquote clickbaity titles telling you guys to shop at the Dollar General. I feel like I'm being a hypocrite, and I want to apologize to you all. I know I'm being a little dramatic about this, but if I can't tell you the whole story. So just remember that, okay? There's some things I can't say. I have to apologize because I'm a hypocrite. I personally don't want to say this. I personally would not take my family to at least half of the stores in my area. And I tell you guys to go to these stores. So, how can I come on camera here and tell you fine people to shop there? Now, the reason I wouldn't take my family in the store is because of the incidents at some of the Dollar General stores that I've personally had, not by the quote unquote poor customers that Dollar General says they market to. I didn't say that. They say they put Dollar Generals in poor areas. Side note. And side note, pop stores are going to be in wealthier areas. All stores do that, though. I'm not shading them for that. All stores obviously pick the area. There's nothing wrong with that, but that's what they say. And I think it's kind of wild that they say that publicly, but they do. So anyway, and I've read that. They didn't say that to me personally. I've read that in articles of like quotes and stuff. Okay. So here's what happened. On November 9th, I was on a conference call with my team. As you guys know, we have a team. We have over, I'm not going to say, paying members every single month. We get you guys information about penny shopping, as I said, couponing, shopping in general, just anything I think is a good deal. And we also do other stores, obviously, but Dollar General just happens to be my favorite store, or was. It still really kind of is. I just hope that the situation gets resolved. So I was on a conference call with my team. I told everyone I was going to this very particular Dollar General store. Like, hey guys, I'm going in the blah, blah, blah store. Since I make videos for a living, my team and I were on this conference call, probably, I would imagine, talking about making a video. But obviously, as you guys know, since I made the Dollar General called the police on me back in 2019, I'll link that video below after this video is finished so you can watch it. I did edit it after it was posted, so some of the parts are weird, but it was because I had the location and I wanted to remove that. So that's why the editing in the beginning is a little weird. Anyway, since then, I've not been allowed to film in store in my area. Other areas are very nice to me and welcome me to film in store. I've even had a store lock the doors. I'm not kidding you. Lock the doors and let me film freely in store. Which was the most amazing thing ever. So the fact that I get such a hard time in my own area where I live and that I'm aware of, I haven't created a problem. Even when I was going live and stuff in store, nobody ever complained. I, in fact, would go in the store and tell them, hey, and I sometimes wouldn't tell you guys this, but they would know that I was live. So they didn't talk to me or say something to me or, be on camera and not realize it. You know what I mean? So out of my own, just if I was live, especially, I would let them know. But I always, I feel, was good at making sure nobody's face was ever shown or anything like that, and I would even click out of a video if I thought something like that would happen. I would hold the phone like this and stuff to me so customers and employees were not shown. By the way, the comments of this video I did make members only. It's Christmas time, just to make the modding easier. So, as I was on the call, so as I was on this conference call on November 9th, I noticed a manager seemed to be following me around the store. I do recall even just being like, somebody's watching you, because she was, it seemed, maybe she wasn't, maybe she just happened to be in the same section I was, that she was following me around the store. Shit, my phone went black. Hold on. Out of nowhere. Now, keep in mind, I'm on a conference call with my team. And I do this a lot of the times when I'm in Dollar General because we work all the time. One of our team members is on vacation right now, headed on the road. Obviously not driving, working. We work all the time, 24 hours a day. Ask any of them. I mean, sometimes we have to be up at 3 o'clock in the morning to check things for you guys. We work around the clock. So I do this often. I go in on a conference call in the store on speakerphone. suddenly, this manager started yelling and cussing at me in front of customers, saying I could not film a video in store. I told her I was aware that I was not allowed to film in store and that I wasn't. Since I felt attacked, to be honest, I may have yelled or cussed at her back. I don't think I did. And the team said I held my composure well, is what they told me, that I didn't. That they don't recall me cussing or yelling or anything. But I didn't know, like, honestly, it was kind of like the thing that happened in the other video Dollar General called the cops on me. I was like, is this really happening? Is this like a joke? Is she trying to fight me? Like, what's going on? Like, it really was alarming because she just started yelling and cussing at me out of nowhere with other customers in the store. Okay. So I just remember there are lots of other customers around. I remember apologizing to the customers for the manager's behavior. The manager gave me her cell phone and told me I was kicked out of the store. She told me her boss was on the cell phone. When she handed me the cell phone, I said, who is this? Because I know who the boss is. And I knew it wasn't her. I asked who was on the other line, and it was not the person that she had implied. It was another local store manager. This is when this manager of that store, who was yelling and cussing at me, started screaming like a child. And I'm not kidding you. I specifically remember thinking, like, you're screaming like a child in front of customers. I remember thinking that. As soon as I said, who is this? She said, give me back my phone! Give me back my phone! Not kidding. She then instructed the employee to call the police on me. In the meantime, remember, my whole team is on the phone in a conference call. They called Dollar General corporate office. They were concerned for my safety. As we were just I was literally in the middle of speaking, and she just comes and starts yelling and cussing at me. So they call corporate. It's initially Dollar General. Why you don't have the complaint from me? They keep getting confused as to why that is, but that's why the complaint is made under a different name, is because I wasn't the one that made the call. So the manager tells the cashier to call the police on me. She refused. I begged her to call the police on me. I even told her, please call the police on me. I'm deviating. This would be fantastic for views. I remember saying that. And I also told her I would calmly go wait in my car for the police at the store. They never showed up. I waited for a very, very long time. This is not in the script either. It's just a funny coincidence. I don't believe in coincidences, but this was, I guess, a funny coincidence. In the meantime, a quote unquote nice manager walks to the store. And I'm like, hey. And I talked to this manager, and they're like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know why some. I'm not going to say that because it's not in the script. I'm not going to say that. Okay. I keep that to myself. What the manager said. Basically, though, like, I don't know why some of them just have it out for you, kind of, is what they said, except in a different term. Uh-oh, hold on, I have messages. Okay, we're fine. I called the district manager since I had her. Sorry if this is taking me a long time. I'm nervous and I don't want to say anything wrong. I called the district manager immediately since I had her number in my phone, as I've had a lot of instances happen at the Dollar General randomly. I can give you a few instances. Like once a Dollar General employee tried to fight me on the clock, which we'll talk about later, like a child. She told me, the district manager, not to talk about the situation, as I had said earlier. In my opinion, this is my opinion. This is not a fact, but it's my opinion. The district manager dragged her feet. I asked her on November 9th to have the regional manager call me. Now, since my team members, by the way, had already made the report to corporate, I didn't want to also call corporate because I have tried to play nice all these years. And I've done that. I mean, I even recall when they told me I couldn't film in store that I would never do anything to make them look bad, despite not being happy about not being able to film in store. I love Dollar General. If you watch that video, I say that even then. Okay. Now, remember that this happened on November 9th, right? And I asked the district manager to have the regional manager call me then on the phone, and if I remember correctly, in text, just so I had proof of it. I tried to text things to have proof of them. This is the last incident that I've had, but possibly because I haven't gone back to Dollar General except for quote unquote nice stores. I've even had a Dollar General employee threaten to fight me previously on the clock. When I went back to that store after she threatened to fight me, now this was a little bit ago, and the district manager was informed about this. She threatened to fight me on the clock because I walked in the store and said, "Who's the asshole who double parked and made that little old lady walk around and park all the way down the aisle?" Because I have the picture and the text still to this day. Her car was double parked. Well, it was her. She was a new employee. And I was so familiar with that store. I went there every single day. So I felt comfortable enough saying that to them because I went there every day. Like literally every day, probably. And she said it was me. And as soon as I left the store, she tried to fight me like a child. Like literally fight me. I'm 35 years old. Anyway. When I went back to the store, that person had gotten a promotion to key holder. So not only was corporate notified of that situation, the district manager was notified in real time as she was sending me messages on the clock. I was screenshotting them and sending them to the district manager. The next time I went to the store, she had been promoted to key holder. There's a lot of similar situations I could tell you that are like that. But I won't today. In my opinion, Dollar General should be very concerned about a manager yelling and cussing and screaming at a customer in the store in front of other customers. This is actually not the first time I've had a Dollar General manager in my area approach me yelling and cussing in front of customers for no reason. Actually, it seems to be normal. The previous incident, I did not report because I was quote unquote friends previously with this manager. But of course, like any reasonable person would, I'm sorry. I thought it was right there. I started recording in my pocket. Recently, I found that cell phone, luckily, because it has a lot. It shows a lot. Okay. I'm sorry this is taking me so long. I apologize, but bear with me, please. I lost my place. So they should be concerned, obviously, of a yelling, screaming, cussing manager. This is not the first time. Now, when I spoke to the district manager, I told her that I wanted an apology from this manager because she had no reason to yell and cuss at me. Like who does that as, first of all, a person on the clock? Secondly, as an adult. I mean, if she had I even remember telling her that day, like, if you want to talk to me like a grown-up, we can talk like grown-ups. But you're not talking to me like a grown-up. I specifically remember saying that, which is wild, right? But the district manager told me No action would be taken unless they viewed the cameras and other customers were in the store. Am I not a customer? Because I thought I was. I've spent a lot of money at Dollar General this year. Would you like to know how much I've spent? Would you? Because I'll get my tax guy to get that together. Now, here's the reason I'm making this video today. Today, I got a call from HR. Human Resources, I suppose, is what that stands for. Who said she was investigating. Aside from the district manager or regional manager, today, December 23rd, 2021, was the first day I've spoken with anyone on this matter, and they hung up on me, aside from the district and regional manager. Now, why did she hang up on me? I told her a lot. My husband even said, and I'll admit this because I admit my wrongs, that I was a little too cocky on the phone because she didn't seem to, she was trying to just write me off as a penny shopper. Like, you know, but she was asking me for stuff. I'll tell you in just a minute. But listen why she hung up on me. This is wild, okay? And it was a very, and there's witnesses, I was on speakerphone, very distinct hang up. It wasn't like, gotta go, bye, can't talk right now, busy, gotta go. She hung up on me. So I had mentioned during the call that I had all this evidence. And I had also mentioned during the call that I had recorded phone calls. And she said, and I said, but I didn't record you today. And she said, well, I didn't consent to be recorded. And I said, well, with all due respect, ma'am, West Virginia is a one-party consent state, which means as long as one of us consents to the call being recorded, and that can be me, I can, in fact, record the call as per a lawyer has told me. Click in my ear. I mean, well, she said basically, you can't record me, and hung up. Now, before she hung up on me, I'm deviating, I did ask her to have her boss call me, and she told me that he was on vacation. So I also then texted the phone number that she called from and said, because she told me it was a personal cell phone number, to have her boss call me, and that she hung up on me unprofessionally. Obviously. I mean, if she didn't want to talk to me anymore and I was being annoying or quote unquote cocky or didn't give her what she wanted, because what she wanted was some of the videos that I have privately and I've not publicly released. But I told her where she could get, I told her, I said, this is exactly where you can get all the information you need. You don't need my videos. Just check this place. And anyway, I told her I didn't know who to trust, obviously, since a lot of the things I've reported, it seems that people have gotten promotions directly after things were reported, which is interesting, except for the Dollar General called the cops on me video. That guy did get fired. I'm told, at least. Anyway. Which was crazy. He was wearing flip-flops and sandals and like a tie-dye shirt and approached me yelling. And I didn't even know that he worked at Dollar General. Like, it was the craziest thing. I was like, is this for real? In that video, it's wild. And it's in store. And I was just moseying along about my day. I was actually on vacation. All right. So the person basically hung up on me. They didn't say, I'll get back to you. Let me look into this. Nothing. Just click in my ear. I feel that she was intimidated by me explaining that I live in a one-party consent state and can record the call if I want to. And she panicked because maybe she thought she did something wrong during the conversation. What do you guys think? Why would she suddenly hang up on me when she thinks I'm recording the call? I do record all the calls, by the way, and I have. But this morning she called me and I was asleep. So I did not record that call. Just a little FYI. Except the end of it. They want the videos I have as evidence, but we can see I do not have a lot of luck reporting incidents, so I really don't know who I should trust. And ultimately, since she hung up on me, I'm glad I didn't send her the videos. I did ask to speak to her boss, which she said was on vacation. I think it would serve me better to post these videos publicly. At least then the correct people might see them. So, we're not done here. I have a few more paragraphs. If you guys, when you get done, kindly will share this video, like it, all the things, so I can get a little attention so we can get this taken care of. This is the last way, by the way, that I wanted to resolve this situation. I have tried every way possible to resolve the situation privately. So I think the videos would serve me better if I post them publicly. One of them actually is wild. It's a wild ride. Your mouth would hit the floor. Like, it is the craziest thing I've ever seen. And I didn't take the video, by the way. One of my subscribers did. Thank you. So, I'm here today apologizing for telling you people, you fine people, who I have so much respect for and gratitude for. I cannot explain to you how much gratitude I have for you. But I want to apologize because I've told you to shop at a store I don't feel safe taking my own family to, at least some of them. Because I love Dollar General, and I always have. They have a lot of problems, just like any other big retail chain, in my opinion. You know, like Walmart, they have a lot of problems, right? Like, it's just natural. But what's baffling to me is that I'm viewed as such an enemy. I've made over 2,000 videos over 4 years on multiple YouTube channels, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, you name it. I've done it promoting their store. Have you ever seen me say anything bad about Dollar General ever? If you have, let me know, because I don't think I have very carefully never, even in the Dollar General calls the cops on me video, if you watch that video, even, it was just little young Krista. And I say in the video, like, I love Dollar General so much. I tell people, like, all kinds of stuff. You should watch that video just as a reminder of what happened, because I think that's an important part of the story. Because after that video, I was no longer allowed to film in the store, obviously, as you know. You can look up in store at Dollar General on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and find hundreds, if not thousands, of videos in store, live, pre-recorded, not my videos, other people's videos. Even people acting like fucking idiots in store. Sorry for cussing, but let's just be honest. Like, jumping around, laying in the floor, like all kinds of crazy stuff, okay? They're allowed to film in store. There's even videos like that where they're interacting with, like, the employees, and it's fine. They don't care, except me, right? Like, I'm the only person that I know of that's not allowed to film in the store. If you know of anybody who's not allowed to film in the store, let me know, because I would like to know. Because I don't think there is anybody else that I'm aware of. So in the future, let me get back to my script. If I say run to Dollar General, please take that with a grain of salt. I hope to make a video showing you that we have cleared up this filming in store situation, since I feel like I'm obviously being targeted. Obviously, others have absolutely no problem filming in store. Dollar General, if you don't know, gave us access to our cameras and microphones inside the Dollar General app. Anyway, so you can film in store using their very own software. I could have just told them that. I don't think they're aware of that. But if I wasn't such an enemy, we could have just told them that, right? Like, which I did today, actually. And I just did publicly, which is why I finally decided to make this video. Their policy says for them not to allow any media company to film in store or for them to comment to any media companies. Usually meaning like a news organization. But every average person in 2021 is a media company now, right? That policy is obviously outdated. We have cell phones. Most of us can just film something if it's happening in real time, right? We don't have any problem doing that. Let's forget we're at Dollar General and say we're at Walmart, Family Dollar, Dollar Tree, wherever you want to be. In a parking lot, going down the highway. You're a media company now, if you don't know. I mean, you can post a video on TikTok and easily get millions of views if it's a good enough video, right? Everybody is a media company in 2021. It's an outdated policy, obviously. But since now you can film in their app in store and also have access to audio through the app, I think they need to change their policy or change the app, right? Obviously, we will see if I have to post the videos publicly. I hope not. They are really bad, especially one of them. I have videos dating back through the years, though. Like I said, I found my old phone and I was baffled by what was on it. And that phone was from 2 years ago and previous. Like I had that phone for a long time. I feel like, unfortunately, there is no other resolution to this problem. I am heavily embarrassed. I feel heavily embarrassed, harassed, defamed, and I don't know what to do about it. I'm embarrassed that I was screamed at in store. I'm embarrassed that I didn't tell you that all of this had happened earlier. I'm embarrassed that I tried to comply with the district manager and kept quiet about the situation. I'm very embarrassed for myself because I feel like in not telling you, if I don't feel safe taking my family, not because I don't know what's going to happen at a store, and I'm telling you to go there, that makes me a huge hypocrite, right? And I don't want to be a hypocrite. And so that's why it made me decide to make this video here today. I would love to feel safe taking myself, my family, my followers, everyone into every Dollar